Greetings lovely souls, I'm so happy to have you here on my channel. In today's video we're going to dive into a collective reading and energy update for all of you wonderful beings tuning in. A heartfelt thank you to each one of you who has joined today's session. I'm going to begin by shuffling one of the tarot decks that I've laid out before me. At the very bottom of the deck, we have the card titled, Unawakened. Strong messages have been coming through, particularly for a divine feminine energy within this collective. While we all carry a balance of both divine feminine and divine masculine energy within us, the individuals who will likely resonate most with this reading today are those who are more aligned with their divine feminine essence. Santerre Tarot. Regarding the unawakened card, I'm sensing a divine feminine who is currently engaging with an unawakened masculine energy. I see you standing as a lighthouse in this connection, a beacon of light. Just as a lighthouse guides ships across vast distances on the ocean, you are shining your light in such a powerful way that it is being perceived and followed by this masculine energy. However, there appears to be some form of distance or separation between you two. It could be that the two of you are physically separated by a great distance, or there may be another type of separation at play, but I'm strongly picking up that this distance likely pertains to communication. It might be that you are in deep telepathic or soul-level communication with this masculine, yet the way you communicate in the physical 3D world doesn't quite reflect the deep connection and understanding that exists on a spiritual or soul level. So, I'm going to set this card aside for now, and what's really interesting is the masculine picture on this card that says unawakened is actually leaning up against a tree, and his stance is almost as though he's waiting for something or waiting for someone. So, this might be a masculine who, at a higher level, views you as the one that they've been waiting for. It's almost as though their soul has been waiting to meet you, or for the opportunity to connect with you. I'm hearing they manifested you, but now they don't know what to do with what they manifested. I'm getting the word shocked as well, so, wow, a lot is coming through. This person's soul is so excitable and so talkative when it comes to you and this connection, but I do feel that how they're presenting physically to you and how they're communicating with you might not be fully reflecting that almost soul excitement that they're feeling here around this meeting or connection. But anyway, this is someone who unconsciously manifested you into their life. Meaning they may not, in fact, I'm getting, in most cases they don't really understand or believe in consciously the concept of manifestation, or the concept of manifesting a relationship into their life. They might believe that's kind of just an impossible fantasy. I'm hearing impossible magic or something, and yet, they always held in their heart this picture of exactly what they desired when it came to their ideal feminine energy. And if they're being honest with themselves, they've had many moments of almost feeling themselves spiritually tapping into and connecting with that ideal, in some kind of a daydream state. And this ideal concept of the kind of feminine that they wanted to connect with actually seemed to cause them to put themselves on hold at times, or to be really picky when it came to who they were going to date, or who they were going to connect with romantically. Yeah, because deep down, they were always aware of this possibility for something, I'm hearing for something real. That might be how they would put it in their own words. But for a connection that would check all of their boxes, that would be everything they'd been looking for. But the thing is, this person held that ideal but never really believed it was possible to find that. And when you entered this person's life or their consciousness, you represented everything that they've ever wanted. And what's really interesting is, right as I said that, I felt that there is this doubt creeping up within some divine feminines who are listening. So it might be that from your end you may be doubting how this person feels about you. You might be feeling as though you're going crazy because, I'm getting there are moments when you are, maybe this is speaking to this person, communicating with them, seeing them, where they do something that is making it very obvious how they feel about you. But it's like the tone of their voice or their facial expression or something that just slips out almost accidentally when they aren't allowing their mind to get in the way here. And that's really the key, because this is someone who often allows their mind to shut down what they're really feeling. Because what they're really feeling towards you is making them feel crazy. It's making them feel as though they're I'm hearing head over heels and getting invested too quickly. So this is almost a person trying to kind of reel in that what they're perceiving is overexcitement, which is really just that soul excitement being exhibited. Because there is such a deep bond here, because their intuition is trying to point out to them that you are everything that they've been looking for and waiting for. But again, it's almost as though the two of you might not know each other well enough in the physical for them to feel like they can trust this sense that they have about you, this intuition that's pulling them towards you. They might be allowing their logic to get in the way too much, where they're thinking, well, there's no way I can know this divine feminine, whoever you are, because we've only communicated so much in the physical world. And yet their soul is trying to tell them, their intuition is trying to reveal to them that they already know you on a deeper level. I'm getting as well that you put this person at ease. They feel so at ease in your presence. It's easy for them to speak to you, to share their dreams. They may have shared certain dreams that they had in their life, or goals or ambitions. This is because there's a very strong counterpart energy between the two of you, meaning, I'm hearing team. This person feels like you would make a really great team. And you have this balance between you that shows up so strongly when you're talking, communicating, or in the same space, that allows this masculine to feel safe to open their heart and to share with you on a deeper and more intimate level, even if the two of you don't know each other so well in the physical. But once again, every time I get to channeling that information, I'm almost palpably feeling this masculine, conscious, logical walls going up. You might actually literally see this occur in conversation or communication with them, where you can tell they're really opening up, and that it's almost surprising them how much they're opening up. Then, you can almost visibly perceive the moment the conscious mind gets in the way, and those walls go back up. I'm getting that on your end, Divine Feminine. This has been really frustrating because you know what this is, you know what kind of connection you have with this person. Now, it might be a soulmate, it might be a twin flame. I am getting that this person is some form of soulmate for you, meaning they're part of your soul team, or your soul family. My guide specifically called it your inner soul. So, that means they are very close to you in vibrational frequency, which means this is a very high-level soulmate, or a twin flame if they do share an identical core soul frequency to your own. I'm getting as well that there is some kind of influence romantically from this person's past. Now, if this is someone who's still in their life, the reason it's coming up as a past energy is because, even if they're still talking to, connecting with, or relating with this person physically, energetically the bond is past. The bond has expired, it's over, from an energetic standpoint, even if there is some level of physical 3D interaction. But for many of them, this literally is in the past in their 3D timeline as well, meaning this isn't even someone that they're currently speaking to or connecting with. But this person was a non-soul-based connection that they got very entangled with. So, this most likely was romantic. It doesn't have to be, but for many of them it was an early marriage or relationship, or someone in their life early on who was romantic with them, that again the connection was non-soul based. So, it was very karmic, it was very triggering, it was meant to teach a mutual lesson here. But they held on to some part of that bond past its expiration date, because it triggered some kind of self-doubt within them, that they still haven't worked through. In so many ways, the survival tense stress. So, the thing about this person is that someone from their past triggered some kind of sense of doubt within themselves, and that is why they carry the imprint of this person and of this karmic situation. It's more so about the lesson that they haven't fully learned, and I'm getting part of what was triggered around that wound when they connected with you was this subconscious realization that you contained all the qualities that they desired in a feminine. That subconscious realization actually was highly triggering, because this reflected back to them the wound within themselves, that I do feel came from this past romantic person, that caused them to feel as though they were always going to disappoint, or let someone down, or that something within them wasn't good enough. I feel this may have led to some kind of rejection, or perceived rejection, where you may have felt frustration because you could sense these walls that were going up when this wound was triggered within this person. You also may have been frustrated because it would exhibit this hot and cold behavior, as we might call it now. It's very interesting that all of this is coming up here because it's really reminiscent of something that we talked about on Instagram. A three-way spirit, as mentioned on the internet. So, if you aren't yet following me on my Instagram account, you can do so by searching Magnetize Yourself on Instagram. But in my two most recent posts, we were talking about the effect that your energy has on people that you meet and interact with. An aspect of that effect you have on others that actually might at times be a little bit hurtful, frustrating, or confusing. In the first post, we discussed how you radiate a pure, high vibrational frequency, and this can be very triggering to those who are not willing to allow that frequency to transform them, because the energy that you're putting off is extremely intense, and it's not meant to just sit with others. In fact, that wouldn't be possible. It has to have an impact on whoever is touched by your energy. It's never met with apathy. That is why you might be very polarizing to some people. You may feel as though people either really deeply connect with you and feel so intensely drawn to you and just desperately want to be around you, to the point where you have to be careful and really set energetic boundaries, because people can become very addicted to your energy. But at the same time, you can also find that you have the opposite effect on some. So you can find that someone can be very repulsed by your energy and act very cold towards you as you share and open up more of your authentic frequency. This can even happen within the same physical person. So, the same physical person can initially feel extremely drawn to you, extremely magnetized towards you in this really fast-moving, passionate, pulling kind of way, only to suddenly go cold on you and be pulling away from you. And in these cases, it's because the person that you're interacting with at times is more aligned with their own authentic self and ready to go deeper with themselves. And then at other moments, they put up walls and start to shut down a little bit. So you're almost seeing in real time, through the way that they interact with you, a clear indication of how they are fighting with themselves internally, how they are fighting opening up and revealing their true self to the world. Only those who are committed to that level of authenticity and perpetual growth and expansion are going to be able to connect with you consistently and in a flowing way in the 3D. That's just the power of your energy. It doesn't keep people where they are, doesn't allow people to remain where they are. It has to leave an impression. Whether that impression is going to be this trigger that triggers a wound that they aren't ready to see and heal, or whether it's going to be intensely transformative and awakening, but one way or another, there's going to be an effect that someone feels palpably after interacting with your energy. And I feel that that is just such a strong message coming through recently, and that's why it was shared about on Instagram as well. Because I've really been getting that there is a divine feminine who has been struggling with this polarizing effect that she has on others, and at times when someone sees in the beautiful mirror of your energy something that they cannot face or do not like about themselves, and they run away from you or they go cold on you. We are human and we are embodied, of course we are soul as well, but we're also human. We have the physical human experience, we have emotional reactions to that human experience, and it's really natural to feel that perceived rejection, and at times to even find yourself looking inward, wondering, is there something that I did or said? Or could I have done something differently? Was it the way that I looked? Was it the way that I presented or spoke? And what your guides want you to know is that if this is happening to you or has happened to you recently, this is not you. I mean, it is you in the sense that you're radiating this really pure, beautiful, high-level frequency, but it's not you in the sense that there's nothing you are meant to be doing differently. There's nothing you could have done differently. You are living so in alignment with your purpose and doing exactly what you came here to do, which wasn't to carry this low vibrational, stagnant energy that would make other people feel comfortable with their shadow. No, this effect you have on others is meant to illuminate. It's meant to allow others to feel fully seen in your presence, to air out their darkness, to air out their shadows, and bring them into the light of consciousness, and in doing so to raise their vibration, which ultimately plays a role in raising the collective vibration on the planet. I see you having this immensely powerful impact. Don't question yourself or the effect that you have on others, because all is exactly as it is meant to be. Know that when you are in your power, in your self-love, knowing your worth, radiating that light and that energy. Those who are capable of meeting you there and connecting with you at that level, even though they might feel like a rare few, will find you. Your people will find you. They will connect with you, and they will support you. I know that for some of you I'm speaking to, you might feel very alone at this moment on planet Earth, and if that is you, know that you are exactly on the right path. You are meant to keep showing up as authentically as you are, and your people will find you. So, wow, very big message coming through for someone there. I don't know who needed to hear that, but I know that message really wanted some space here in this reading. So, I hope that brought some encouragement or comfort to someone listening who might be in the lonelier part of that journey. But let's get back into this person's energy, and I want to know more about what they are currently thinking and feeling towards you at this time. Okay, so here we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. First of all, you came out of nowhere and really disrupted this person's routine. This is someone who's extremely disciplined or extremely routined. They seem to have certain things that they do every day. They seem to do a lot of this alone and it's very structured. But you are constantly invading their thoughts and their energy, not because you're trying to, but because they're feeling that frequency coming off of you. They're feeling the powerful impression that you've left on them, and they found it very disruptive to their regular routine. This is interesting though because this card is reversed, but it usually connects with the heart chakra, so it's almost as though, and this is connected by the way with the throat chakra as well, something is being blocked on their heart space and isn't being communicated. There's something that they're feeling and repressing that isn't being communicated. So what? Okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. This person is feeling in disorder and upheaval. They're feeling out of control. Maybe this is someone who is feeling a lot of self-doubt creeping around connecting with you because they feel very set back in their life. They feel like they aren't as far ahead in life as they want to be. They have been going through a lot of upheaval recently, and this seems like something they may not have been open with or communicated directly in the physical because they didn't want to be judged or perceived in a negative light. They don't want you to know the ways in which they doubt themselves, and in fact they might come off very optimistic and very self-confident. I'm hearing you haven't necessarily in the 3D visibly seen this person's self-doubt, and so that might make it all the more confusing when they go cold to you, because you see them as this very confident person and don't realize the self-doubt that they're struggling with. That might lead them to go cold because they might not feel worthy of you. We also have the Lovers card reversed. So what I see here is an extremely powerful soul connection that's being repressed in some way. It's almost like this person is trying to fight the flow or the pull of something, trying to fight the pull towards this connection that they don't understand because they're sensing all of this upheaval in their life. They're feeling a lot of self-doubt coming up. This has been so disruptive to their routine and to their life. It's come out of nowhere, and it's knocked them off their feet in the sense that it's almost like deep down, they're practically swooning over you. But they're also feeling so disrupted by this energy, they don't know where to place it or what to do with it. This person might also have difficulty trusting this connection, trusting what they're feeling, trusting the pull that they're experiencing at this time. With the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Cups, this is someone who wants to make you some kind of romantic gesture or offer with this Knight of Cups card. This is them following their heart. This is what they want to do deep down. This is also what's really in alignment with their crown chakra energy. With their highest self. This is what their highest self is trying to push them to do, to make the effort, to make some kind of offer here. This is also what will start bringing that Lovers card reversed energy into alignment. Because I'm getting that they do feel so at ease in your presence that if they would really follow their heart here, they would find that their doubts would naturally begin to dissipate the more that they connect with you and interact with you. They would be able to sense your authenticity and your genuine intentions. But it's almost like there's a part of them trying to shut that down before it even gets there because they're so afraid. They have these doubts creeping up, and that's putting them in this state of paralysis. That might be that cold energy that we were talking about with the Eight of Swords in the upright position. They're feeling an urgency and a pressure to move this forward, to make that offer. But it's almost as though they're feeling paralyzed at the same time. That in itself is another dynamic that's been very disruptive to them also. But here we have the Emperor card in the upright position. So interesting. This is a representation of this masculine, the highest version of self, someone who's very disciplined, reliable, practical, structured, and stable. But how they perceive themselves at the moment in the physical world is more so the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Someone who doesn't have many opportunities or options, someone who also might be experiencing lack, financially or materially, or maybe in the workplace. I keep getting something about feeling underpaid or feeling like they're putting in more work than they're really getting compensated for in the workplace, or working below their usual pay grade or something along those lines. But that won't be for everyone here, so only take that if it resonates. I also feel if that does connect for this masculine, that would be another thing that they're very secretive about. They wouldn't necessarily be out in the open with that. But here we have the Page of Pentacles reversed, so I get that how this is making you feel, Divine Feminine, is as though you are being underappreciated here. It's almost as though I'm hearing a bad omen. Maybe you feel like this person has gone cold, or given you signs that you've taken as some kind of bad omen, that things are not going in a direction that's going to be fulfilling for you. You might feel ignored in some sense by this person, whether it's them ignoring your communication, ignoring maybe messages, or just the energy that you've been sending them. This has been a really frustrating cycle on your end because you are the more intuitive one. So what's happening here is, you know what this connection is, and this person doesn't. Or they do deep down, but they won't fully yet allow themselves to see it, and to believe it. What is the final Rumi Oracle card to conclude today's reading? We have drawn the Sacred Soul Sister card, and the message I clearly hear is, do not forsake yourself in the pursuit of being noticed or physically close to this person or anyone else. I sense that you are intuitively aware of the spiritual potential of this connection, but that awareness alone can feel destabilizing. This card carries a message to remind yourself to stay grounded, to center yourself in self-love and empowerment, and not to let this person's inability to fully open up and connect with their true self cause you to doubt, question, or disconnect from your own sense of self. Let's read one final message from the guidebook. The guidebook says, when you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you move beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable. Rumi. The guidebook also adds, what does this mean, this world that seems upside down? Everything is not as it appears. The meaning is in the symbolism, and the communication happens in stillness, in reflection, in quiet moments of rest. You must trust in her and trust in yourself. When something needs to be revealed, it will be. This understanding is far less than what we anticipate. Your lack of knowledge is not ignorance. Your unknowing is your humble surrender to life, trusting its flow. And with that, I feel this is a beautiful place to conclude today's reading on YouTube. I'm sending you all much love and light energy today. Enjoy the rest of your day and week, and I look forward to connecting with you again in the next video.